Welcome to J is for Justice podcast. If live breaking news and following true crime is your thing, then please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you like what you see in my videos, please consider giving them a thumbs up. Hey everyone, welcome back. We have a standoff going on right now. I'm going to pull it up right now. It's possibly related to this shootout. I think it is, but let's see what happens. And we have the podium waiting again. We have the podium waiting. Okay, so here is some audio. Here we go.
Posture that we're seeing as this is the vehicle. They obviously have information that they have not shared with us because of the fact that there's so much resource out there.
I will be on camera in just a second, guys. I got to get something to drink and stuff.
To pull out a little bit. They have even a command post set up to the side there. So I believe that this is the suspect vehicle, as they do also.
Okay, on the left side of your screen, we're taking a look at where we're expecting to see a press conference at Monterey Park City Hall in just a few minutes. That's scheduled for 11:30. We do have a reporter there who will be giving us the new details on what law enforcement agencies know about the suspect and the situation itself.
And just to clarify, the image on the right is the video from Air 7 HD. Our helicopter did have to relocate temporarily to refuel. So what you're seeing is video from just minutes ago of the second Bearcat coming up from behind of this white cargo van. The SWAT vehicle at the front was already there when we arrived.
I know, right, Mike Sander?
Overhead. As mentioned, we do have that reporter.
Please give me a like, guys.
That is on the scene of Monterey Park City Hall. That is Rob Hayes. He is on standby for us as we wait to learn the very latest. But that news conference potentially just about 5 minutes away, if it is on schedule. Completely unclear what they're going to discuss. We hope it's in relation to what we're witnessing here in the city of Torrance.
Exactly. Bruce, if we could bring you back into this. I mean, we've been asking you this pretty much before details have been released.
J is for Justice
prior
some love,
to a press conference. But now that we're seeing the suspect potentially being apprehended by law enforcement, what are we hoping to find out in this upcoming press conference at 11:30?
Well, what we would hope is that law enforcement officials will mention that at this point, there is a separate operation going on in the city of Torrance on what they believe to be the suspect vehicle, and that they believe that vehicle will be occupied by the suspect, and they will let this operation play out.
Okay, Bruce, stand by and watch with us here. We have new images just in.
Shit.
This was released by the Sheriff's Department from Robert Luna minutes ago, just about 4 minutes ago. That is
he stole Kevin McAllister's hat.
An Asian male. You see his height and weight there.
5'10",
description
150
wearing
pounds.
that beanie. And that is the man that they are looking for, which we believe is inside of that white van. At least that's what Torrance police believe.
He's old.
This alert that was just released saying investigators have identified this man as a homicide suspect. He should be considered armed and dangerous. As we scroll back up, if possible, here we go. 3 images of that suspect. I would put his age closer to 50 or 60, just given that image. He does not look like a 30-year-old man.
Yeah, we were given that range earlier today, between 30 and 50 years old. And I think that was partially because many of the witnesses were describing the suspect in various fashions.
They got him
so they didn't have it.
So the vehicle, or the suspect is in that van.
But this is the first
But that's
image
earlier.
that we're seeing of this suspect. Many people who have been watching our coverage have been asking, why don't we have an image of the suspect hours after this all started? Again, it was because the suspect was still on the loose, and law enforcement didn't want to release too much information as they were still investigating. But these are the 3 initial images that we're seeing of the suspect who could possibly be in that cargo van. We are waiting to learn more from that press conference in just a bit.
Yeah, it's unclear whether these images, doesn't matter much, whether it's from the Monterey Park location or the Alhambra location, because at the second location, he had a weapon wrestled away from him by patrons there.
Thank God
but certainly
for the patrons,
3
huh?
clear images. We were wondering earlier, was this suspect masked? Could he be identified? And now the answer is yes. And we were wondering when images, if at all, would be released. Bruce, your take on the fact that these images just now have been released, and coupling that with the fact of what we're looking at from Air 7 HD. What do you make of that?
What do you make of that?
Once again, we're going to connect the dots. As more information is available, they will put it out to the public. In this case, they've now put out the photos of what they believe to be the suspect. And that goes in with, if they know who he is, they know the vehicle registration information, and ultimately where we are now in the city of Torrance.
Yeah, it's so very frightening. The exact weapon is unclear that the suspect used. We know that one weapon was recovered from the second scene in Alhambra, also a dance studio.
We have 2 dance studios that were targeted. They cleared one scene, allegedly. There was a weapon left at the original scene, or the second scene, rather. And because 2 people wrestled him and then he got away.
Multiple communities, if we weren't looking at this situation of the suspect potentially being kind of...
We have a press conference in just a few minutes, guys. About 2 minutes.
Where is he? Where did he go? Was he still in the vicinity of the initial shooting? Had he traveled out of state, out of area? Because at this point, we're now 13 hours into the investigation.
Yeah, certainly. And, Bruce, can you give us some perspective on the tactics that law enforcement uses in this kind of situation? I know we kind of touched on it earlier, but for those of you who are just joining our coverage, we'd like to know, what does law enforcement do when we have someone in a van like this, and why have we not necessarily approached quite yet?
Well, we make the assumption, rightfully or until we know otherwise, the suspect is armed.
And there's also,
we value human life.
Also, there was a shooting in Baton Rouge. I'll pull that up as well. This is
so
crazy.
At this point, we do it by the numbers. We call SWAT, which is very familiar with these type of incidents, and has the resources beyond the regular patrol officers to deal with this, meaning they brought the Bearcats in. They barricaded his vehicle in with those Bearcats. And then basically they will set up a sniper operation. They'll set up an observational operation.
Okay, check this out.
To try to get as much information as they can about the vehicle and the person inside.
Does every agency have access to, robots that can go in a little bit closer? Is that something that is typically used in a situation like this, instead of sending in an officer on the ground to get any closer to the windows?
Yeah, the bigger agencies do. I'm not sure if Torrance does or not. I know the Sheriff's Department has their arson explosives unit, which has a couple of robots. The Andros type, where they roll up on a tread, and they're able to deploy something like a shotgun round to break the window. They could actually interject a phone to talk to our CNT team, which is a crisis negotiating team. So there are a lot of assets which they bring to the table, and Torrance may be requesting some of those.
Yeah, that would be very helpful in a situation like this, where we don't want necessarily one of our officers approaching this if there is a major threat to them. So having something like that would be very fun.
All right, I'm going to turn them down for a second. Frankie, I know. All right, so we have 12 people shot at Baton Rouge nightclub Sunday morning. and Sharon Weston Broom called it a senseless act of violence that will not go unchecked. 12 people were shot inside a lounge on Bennington Avenue early Sunday morning and were brought to the hospital. Oh, wait, here we go.
What they do is almost identical. So in this case, I don't see the sheriffs coming in and relieving them, so to speak. They may come in with additional assets. Also, Torrance PD has the canine teams, which they may end up deploying a canine dog, too.
Hey,
We do have one on standby. In fact, good timing there with the video. You see the canine there next to that SUV, that patrol SUV. So there is a canine that is on scene, ready to go in if necessary.
Send them in.
At this point, we've been talking, using the word speculation. Let's assume they are about to get their guy. How much do we look into the past, into social media, into what this suspect had revealed, what we knew and maybe what we missed?
That is all something investigators will do. Unfortunately, it may be after the fact.
Okay. So, anyways, back to this Baton Rouge. It happened about 1:30 in the morning, and the injuries ranged from critical to stable. 7 victims were brought by private vehicles. By 10:15 a.m., all the victims were in stable condition. And it just says they're still investigating. The motive is not known, and an arrest has not been announced. At the scene, there was crime tape and blood stain on the pavement. An employee at the bar declined to comment. So that's Baton Rouge, Louisiana, this morning, early this morning. Bad stuff going on this Sunday, and I don't know why.
3 hours ago, we heard from the LA County Sheriff. We heard from the mayor of Monterey Park. We heard from the police chief of Monterey Park. We heard briefly from the assistant director in charge of the FBI. He did not speak much as to the investigation, but clearly a joint investigation, lots of mutual aid being poured into this, including the ATF. And Bruce, the ATF going to play a big role in this as well. How does their role differ from, say, the local agencies?
The ATF will be involved in tracing this gun.
You guys think they got
purchased
him?
legally? Is it a ghost gun? How did this person get the gun? That's what the ATF is going to be involved in doing. And ultimately, the FBI will be involved in
I don't know why
possibly
it says earlier. Isn't
prosecuting
that
him
happening right now?
under federal crimes.
Okay, as you're speaking, I'm just keeping my eye on the pending news conference in Monterey Park. That is on standby, nothing occurring there yet. We believe that may now be about 10 minutes away. I'm going to speak to our producers and ask if we have that ground shot from Torrance as well. There it is, the ground shot. Okay, yeah, it's freezing a bit. That's why we've been holding off on that. We do have a ground crew that is at that Torrance location, but that answers our question. You can see why there was a bit of freezing there with that camera shot.
But in the meantime, we are also, again, looking at the first images of our suspect from this morning. It's on the left side of your screen. This was just released a few minutes ago. People have been wondering who this person is and what the motive was. We simply do not know at this point in time. That hasn't been released by sheriff's deputies or investigators, but we do know this is the person they are trying.
A black leather jacket, 5'10" to 150 pounds. Kevin McAllister's beanie.
We are hearing some of that audio recording from when that shooting first occurred last night. That was from the police scanners overnight. You're taking a look at some video from the aftermath of this, with the victims being transported to the hospital.
Yeah, you can imagine always that chaos and that initial response in what information was going out, what those initial responding officers found when they arrived there in the parking lot, victims pouring out of the dance hall, then to go inside and find those 10 victims who were killed. They died inside that dance hall at the location in Monterey Park.
Wait a minute.
Bruce Thomas,
I got to just mute
are
him.
not fans of the hate crime discussion, because what does it matter? And
I'm not going there with his discussion. It says male. It says male. I thought those were like hearts, but it says it's a male. Yeah, he looks like he's probably in his 60s, I would say. I wonder if his wife was there. 10:22 p.m. You guys think it looks like a lady? They're saying it's a guy. And his van is right in between those two black vehicles there. Let me get my annotate and draw. All right, let's go back to the audio and see what's going on.
That's correct. And that's something where the feds come into play now with the enhancements during a criminal trial, seeking additional years against the suspect for hate crimes. As it is, there's a lot of federal legal statutes against that.
But the sheriff has said this is not off the table. They have not ruled it out, but they have not found an exact motive for this shooting at this point in time. So people have been trying to figure out why that specific dance studio and why so close to a Lunar New Year celebration.
Absolutely. I want to point out here, we now have that ground shot up, and it is transmitting from Torrance in Great.
We don't know who any of the victims are yet. They haven't said. We're waiting for a press conference.
There. This is Sepulveda and Hawthorne in the city of Torrance. It is not at the Del Amo Fashion Center. It's across the way from that location, but that just gives you perspective on where exactly this is occurring for those folks who may live or travel in that area. Sepulveda and Hawthorne is the location.
And it looks like if you see behind the Bearcat, they have a drone that has been taking a look inside the vehicle. So, Bruce, before you were talking about robots that would, scan this area just to make sure that none of the officers got too close to any sort of threat. But now we're seeing a drone right behind that Bearcat taking a look at what might be moving around inside the cargo van.
Yeah, and even as we say that as well, vehicles are kind of restaging, moving back a bit. It leads you to question, are they about to move in? A lot of movement here with officers on the ground. Bruce, why do they typically do that? We're seeing a lot of vehicles back off here.
To case in point with the drone, most law enforcement agencies, SWAT operations, have now used the drone to get a very safe observational platform. So that's what you see. Torrance PD does have one. The Sheriff's Department has deployed it. Torrance PD has deployed it before, and so that's what they're doing. To your second question, they are moving the regular officers out of position, and those officers will be replaced by SWAT operators, just because they're well-versed in this type of situation.
And what will those SWAT operators be doing next, possibly, as they move into their location?
They practice this. So they have plan A, B, and C. And what they're going to do is they probably will deploy some sort of less lethal weaponry to break the window of the van. A van is a very complex situation because there's not many windows like a vehicle or a car. You've got the front windows inside, driver's side, and that's about it. So, and the front windshield is very problematic to break through. So they will probably deploy something like a pepper ball glass shattering round, which they have, and that will break the window. And then they will introduce maybe a CS gas, pepper spray, or tear gas into the vehicle to get the suspect to leave.
You mentioned breaking the window. It's hard to tell from this perspective, but the driver's side rear view mirror on this van, it's hard to tell if that is shattered or not.
I think
it does appear that the glass is broken. I want to thank our photographer on the ground for putting on the extender there, but that sure looks like it's shattered, whether it's the rear view mirror or if it's a reflection of the front windshield.
Yeah, it's certainly taking some damage, possibly from that Bearcat hitting it head on. We're not quite sure what led up to the vehicles being positioned in this way.
And was there a pursuit? We don't have that answer. We questioned it. We didn't know if there was some type of pursuit leading to this location. If that is the case, we are not aware of that, but maybe that would help explain that situation, that maybe some type of shots non-lethal were shot earlier to break that window, or from the impact, as Irene mentioned. So just wanted to point that out, since we could at least
Frankie
see it from our ground camera. Those officers, the SWAT team on standby, waiting to make their move. A little concerning that in the distance behind this Bearcat, you can see members of the public that are still kind of in the vicinity of the area. I saw as we were pushing in that there were plainclothes citizens that were kind of in the area somewhat watching what was going on. Not the best location to be in, knowing the risk of what we're looking at here, as officers are essentially waiting to make their move. The time right now is 11:42 as we are streaming live here on Eyewitness News. We are watching and standing by for a news conference from the city of Monterey Park. That is not occurred yet, of course. You can see the podium. They were initially scheduled to give us an update at 11:30. That has been pushed back to 11:45. If that is on schedule, that is now just 2 minutes away. As I speak, I get an update. 11:50
they're
is the new
pushing it
update.
back.
So we're 7
waiting until
minutes
they get
away
this
from that potentially occurring.
Bruce, I have a question. I mean, earlier we were talking about how we didn't want any of the officers getting too close to the vehicle because we value human life. We value also the suspect's life at this point in time. But it seems like there is almost a change in the body language here, where officers before were shielded behind doors. They had their guns drawn. They had the canines ready. But now it feels like they're a lot closer to the vehicle. They're simply walking around. It doesn't seem like they feel as though there was as much of a threat as before.
Do you think that he may be incapacitated if he's in the van?
He might be. They may have heard something that may have led them to believe that the suspect may have taken their own life. I mean, that's a possibility too, and that's one of the things that they've planned for also. The other thing too is they've got the suspect pinned in. He is not going anywhere. So in this case, for the suspect to, we believe, will have a weapon or may have an additional weapon, it's kind of hard for him to engage the officers with a van that has solid panels on.
They did say early on that it was rumored to be a domestic.
We now have the third Bearcat arriving on scene. This one specifically is with the LA County Sheriff's Department. But as you mentioned a moment ago, Bruce, a lot of these agencies, when it comes to SWAT, they train and work together.
Yeah, Oni trains.
Yeah, the Sheriff's Department is the lead agency for.
I heard Oni is the lead trainer.
They even train Torrance. They train Beverly Hills PD, other agencies. And
no, I'm in Florida, girl. I didn't get any snow.
Trained with them.
I guess Michigan got pounded, though.
And certainly that collaboration to make sure that all agencies, when responding to these incidents, have the same approach. And then when they come together in a situation like this, they're all on the same page. And that goes a far way.
Yes, it does. Even to the point where the verbiage and the wording of commands and things are universal.
Very interesting to see what they will be doing next. They're huddled in behind that Bearcat, which is very close to the vehicle itself.
Mandy, it's coming.
It looks
Don't
like
worry.
Torrance
Shipping
PD
is
has
out of
also
my control.
backed away from that specific location. Again, we're about 5 minutes away or so from hearing an update on this barricade situation with the cargo van here in Torrance, but the press conference should be happening out of Monterey Park at the City Hall facility there in just a few minutes.
I don't know. The more I see here, it kind of seems surprising that they could hold a press conference when we are unresolved on the situation on the left of your screen. If we don't know for sure what is inside the van, I just question.
I'm just going to say it right now. Stop with the Asian comments, the Asian jokes. It's not funny. So this is your final warning. I see any more Asian jokes, you're going to get blocked. Because it's not funny. There's some things that are funny. There's some things that aren't funny, and that's just not funny.
A felony traffic stop on a suspect vehicle, and the suspect has barricaded himself in. Well, we all know where the next questions are going to come, and we don't have answers to them. So my guess is, being a former
lady's going to
PIO,
finish chalk painting before they begin. We're waiting for the chalk paint to dry.
Interesting to see that they had scheduled that press conference at 11:30.
If you think that shiz is funny, go to another chat. That's not monitored.
Further and further. And as we wait for this this situation here with the suspect in the van to conclude.
You need it.
At this point, at 11:47, I got to assume that most of our viewers, including here in our streaming coverage, are somewhat up to speed on what's been occurring. So many people get those breaking news alerts and woke up to the news this morning.
But as I'll even let the moderators karate chop your asses out of here. How about that?
Multiple hours into our live coverage, you got to assume a lot of people are up to speed here. But all of this stemming from the overnight or late night mass shooting in Monterey Park, in which 10 individuals were killed, another 10 more that were injured in that shooting, and then a secondary incident that was essentially thwarted in the city of Alhambra, both of them being dance studios where people were out celebrating, unknown if they were competing, but celebrating with dance last night on a Saturday night when all of this unfolded.
And at the dance studio in Alhambra, witnesses say they saw the suspect leaving in that white cargo van that we were seeing on the left side of our screen on our live pictures. So that is the vehicle that they were describing to law enforcement. Something of note, we just got word as well that the press conference has actually been pushed back even more. To noon, so we're waiting for more details again as the law enforcement tries to figure out what they want to do in this situation here.
And perhaps
I don't think they're going to do a press conference until this is concluded.
Get the information as far as what they're seeing. Someone there from the sheriff's department was speaking, just testing the mic. Yeah, just testing the mic to make sure everything is good to go there. But no doubt, at this point, as we suspected, things going to continue to push back until we get all of the factual information confirmed from this location in Torrance.
So here,
you
for
can
those
see
just joining, we have possible suspect in the van. We don't know if he's alive or dead. The press conference keeps getting pushed back, and the police have kind of backed off of what they're doing. So we're just kind of waiting to see what happens. It's 10 to 12 there, but I think they're going to push it back until this is resolved. But let's keep watching.
Moved to Alhambra, and now we are in Torrance this morning. We've just gotten word that Air 7 has reestablished its shot right above, so we can get a better perspective of the Bearcat vehicles surrounding the cargo van and the SWAT members on the other side of that Bearcat. We aren't, again, seeing much movement coming from inside that white vehicle.
And the video there on the right side.
So the window looks like it's busted out. LA County Sheriff is on scene. I'm going to pull up the flight radar.
They were able to land that helicopter, at least get some boots on the ground as far as the Sheriff's Department response as all of this develops and unfolds. Certainly, Bruce, I would agree with you. You have far more experience, but, the tone and the stance, the posture of these SWAT members lead you to believe that if the suspect is in this white van, that he could be incapacitated because you don't have any guns drawn anymore. The officers that were closer have moved back. The deputies and SWAT members that are behind that Bearcat, have their backs to the vehicle. It just leads you to believe that the sense of urgency has diminished a bit, and you wonder, how do they know that? How do they know what's happening inside that van?
How do they know?
Yeah, you're 100% correct, and that's the posture that we're seeing from the SWAT officers and the general law enforcement in the area. The problematic part comes in now.
Oh, they're in
They do
Torrance.
have to make entry into that van.
I'm going to pull it
they
up.
do have to have paramedics, which are part of the SWAT team makeup, to go in and possibly render aid to the suspect if he is still alive, or even if he is deceased,
like he's
they
had
still
some
have to go
drinks
do
today
that.
on
And
this
SWAT
Sunday.
officers have that.
And we saw them use that drone, that Torrance PD used a drone to see what was inside the vehicle without getting too close with an officer or a canine at all. So that was interesting to watch the body language change right after using that drone.
Yeah, they may have seen something on the drone footage, which leads them to believe the suspect is incapacitated and or deceased in some way, shape, or manner. And so that is why the posture changed, as you just said.
And the timing is interesting because it lines up. It makes sense. I want to say it was
Just
probably
lines up.
about 90 minutes after the sheriff's department revealed that they were looking possibly for a white cargo van that they located this one, which gives, agencies enough time for that be on the lookout to go out, for agencies around Southern California to look out for a suspicious white cargo van. And around that time, enough time for that information to disseminate to other agencies. That's when this van was located so many miles away.
Yeah, they put out a bolo, be on the lookout. It goes out agency-wide, all of Southern California, and I wouldn't even be surprised if they were about to put it out on the freeway signs also for the public to help them apprehend the suspect.
You have to assume that they had more than just the white van to pinpoint this one, because we said earlier, it's somewhat of a generic vehicle. There are so many of them. Earlier this morning from Air 7 HD, we saw multiple white cargo vans within the vicinity of the actual shooting that were still on scene. So maybe there was a license plate that was captured somewhat on surveillance that helped pinpoint that, this is the one we're looking for.
These guys are on standby.
I totally agree with that. This just goes to the credit of investigators for the Sheriff's Department working with their federal partners and their local county partners of just how they got the information out so quickly and so accurately to possibly end this.
Let me tell you
with this.
What is around here. Oh, it does look like the headrest is gone. You're right. Put him over here. Okay, so what is around this area, you might ask? We have a gym. There is a gym. This is kind of scary because these people are probably locked down in these areas. So let's take a look. Right here is a gym. Right there. And then right above that is there's a park right here. Discovery Park. A law firm, a kids gymnastics center, a restaurant. I'm just looking at the businesses that would be affected by this. It's kind of scary, but it's Sunday, so let's go back to our audio.
It's almost like nothing would surprise us. We've seen situations with prior pursuits with a suspect of tear gas and non-lethal or even lethal shots going into a vehicle, and we thought that the suspect must have been killed, and sure enough, the door opens and the guy walks out. That was a case roughly a month or two ago. So even if you think one thing, until it's done and in custody and that door opens, you just don't know for sure.
He's like, hello.
Can you speak to that possibility, until they open that door?
There's his plate. Super sleuths.
All right, we might have lost Bruce here. But again, we are waiting for new information in about 5 minutes or so with that press conference possibly happening at noon. Might give us a clearer picture of what's happening in Torrance right now with this scene. We are also hoping to find out, who the suspect is and why they did this.
Sure, we have the photo of this suspect that has been identified. His name has not been released. There's that image again, 3 images, we believe, from the same location, just different angles of this suspect, an Asian man. Earlier in the morning, he was described as being up to 50 years old, and certainly looks like that age range would be appropriate. His name not released, and it's unclear, for what it's worth, which location these surveillance images came from. There were 2 locations of concern. One was the initial mass shooting location in Monterey Park at the Star Dance Hall. That was the first location. The second location was in Alhambra, where the suspect was apparently disarmed by patrons. So we don't know where these images came from, but the alert went out that this is the guy they're looking for.
This is him.
And we'd like to bring in now former LA County Sheriff Jim McDonnell on the phone with us this morning. You are watching our coverage here of this barricade situation with the suspect possibly in this white cargo van. What do you make of this scene unfolding?
You know, I've been listening for a few minutes. I heard Bruce Thomas's assessment, and I would agree with that the posture taken by the Special Enforcement Bureau operators at the scene, the fact that they don't have the side doors secured, but they do have the vehicle secured, would indicate that a very strong possibility the suspect.
We saw the pictures. He was wearing Kevin McAllister's beanie from Home Alone, and he's 5'10", about 150 pounds. We don't know how old he is. We don't know his name. We know that the driver's side window is broken out, so we don't know if he's alive or if he has offed himself. So that's what we're waiting to find out, and then they're going to do a press conference.
Be very time-consuming and investigative steps that are so important in today's investigation that just a handful of years ago that would not be undertaken. The technical side, the computer side, the cyber piece to this whole thing, potentially. There's a lot going on. And then, of course, at the scene, all of the closed-circuit TV cameras that might be there and other technical aids that they may have in place in the city to be able to help identify.
Do you guys know anything about, like, secret Chinese police stations in our country?
Absolutely. I mean, that's a great recap on what we've been discussing.
Oh, look at
the social media aspect, the surveillance cameras, and we know that the Monterey Park area, and even where the shooting occurred, the building where the shooting occurred, we saw multiple cameras pointing down on the parking lot, on the entrance of that facility. Former Sheriff Jim McDonnell, this is, of course, a department that you led just over 4 years ago for a 4-year term. And knowing that the Sheriff's Homicide Bureau is leading the investigation, what kind of confidence do you have that they're going to wrap this up and they're going to get it right?
They're as good as you can get. The Homicide Bureau are among the best anywhere. Likewise, with the Special Enforcement Bureau handling the tactical scene, and Homicide Bureau is going to take advantage of all of the resources they have from a technical standpoint. The experts from the side of the crime scene investigation and follow-up, cyber experts. The beauty of being a large department and the largest sheriff's department in the nation is that you have resources available to you to do anything that can possibly be done to further the progress of the case.
Now, we've had a lot of agencies involved in this case overnight and through the morning hours. We've had the FBI also involved in this, and we see progress with this investigation and a possible suspect being apprehended within hours of this happening.
What county is this in?
Can you talk about the resources that are shared between these agencies and how helpful it can be in an investigation like this?
Yeah, no, it's absolutely critical. When you look at the county of Los Angeles, it's 88 cities plus all of the massive unincorporated areas. 42 of those cities are contracting the LA County Sheriff's Department for their policing services. But there's an awful lot of different jurisdictions involved in anything like this that happens, particularly when you have a particularly heinous crime like this committed with the suspect on the loose after the incident. Everybody focuses on this. There's a potential grave threat.
This is Tom Graham from Joe Cool Home Services. Our number one priority is treating people right. This means getting there quickly to help in an emergency. It means being on time and doing a perfect job.
And as we see here, they reach the federal resources, state resources, as well as all of our partner agencies in the region.
We were tasked using a drone to check the parking lot or something. Very good if we fly a drone to the height of the Citibank building. As long as it's not higher than that. Copy that, thank you.
Hey, calm. Why don't you kick rocks? Or go start your own channel. How about that one? Calm. And go on your channel and don't talk. Okay? All right, so we got the scanner going. We've got, we're going to get, not Broadcastify, but flight radar coming up. There's the drone. You're not going to get this coverage anywhere else, you guys. Support your stream. Support your favorite streamers. And put this over here. I am going to get rid of me and put that there. I'm going to keep Bella there because she is like our calming dog when things get a little too hectic. Okay, so scanner is playing. I think we're all set up. This is Los Angeles County Sheriff, Dispatch, and Inglewood Police. But they've gotten quiet. There's 8,000 people listening to this right now. It just went really silent. So are they not going to talk anymore because they're going in on this thing? Hold on. There's our drone. I'm going to have to make this full screen. Hold on. Because they got a split. Now they got cool stuff on both. So let me get this set up right. Yeah. Okay, so they're going to go see probably if this dude is alive or dead. Right? They're back. Sure. Recap is we had 2 shootings earlier in Monterey Park, California. Supposedly the suspect is in this white van. We don't know if he's alive or dead. The drone is going down, and the SWAT team is probably going to make their move pretty quickly here. Our suspect is probably in their 50s, 60s, possibly early 70s. Asian male, 150 pounds, 5'10". I'm not sure what else. I think that's about it. Yeah, you wonder what the drones can do. Well, shoot. I mean, not to freak anybody out, but there's tons of satellites going up several times a week that we can't even see.
42 Delgado. Have you seen any movement in the vehicle from your response? Absolutely no movement.
No movement. He said
Copy, thank you.
Absolutely no movement from this mofo. Jerry, this happened last night. So there was 2 clubs that were shot up. We don't know. Yes, there's 10 people dead, at least 10 wounded. There's your suspect. He thought that he could pass off as Kevin McAllister going to buy his toothbrush, but lo and behold, they caught up with him in the white van.
I wouldn't let you sleep in my room if you were growing on my ass.
And then you see the, that's the sheriff's department helicopter circling over where they are. And then we have the scanner going, but it's quiet right now. I think he's probably dead because the passenger's window was broken out. I want to see the robot. I love the robots that go all up in there. Banjo.
You're what the French call les incompetents.
He should have worn a blonde wig. Oh, they could have already taken him out, Mike Stanner. Look at, they're leaving. They're like, we're done here. Okay, let's see what the news is saying. Hold up.
Situation at hand, and certainly if there is someone injured inside, they get that information, and they were able then to make it a rapid entry and be able to pull that person out, get them to the medical help they may need. And so it's, to me, it's just a tremendous lifesaver in the situations where it's used appropriately.
Oh, absolutely. We got good perspective there just a moment ago from Air 7 HD on the broad perimeter that's unfolding here in this area of Torrance. Sepulveda and Hawthorne is the general intersection where this parking lot is located. Looking at everything that you're seeing in this coverage, do you think we are minutes away, moments away from them moving in? What are they waiting for?
Yeah, I don't have any specific knowledge or information more than you do at this point. But just watching the posture, they're going to take their time. It does not appear that there's any sense of urgency. They're going to do it thoroughly and make sure that every eventuality or potential is looked at and exhausted before they make that approach to the vehicle. And so as you see additional resources being brought into place, it looks like, based on this latest one, that they're going to be here for some period of time.
So they're getting.
And may I ask you, correct me if I'm wrong, the Sheriff's Homicide Bureau, that is stationed within the city of Monterey Park. Am I correct? And if so, can you speak to that community? What's happened to them with this incident?
Certainly, yeah. The Homicide Bureau is based in the city of Monterey Park, and certainly has that attachment with the local residents. So when they rolled out on this last night, I'm sure this certainly had some special meaning for them being so close to their headquarters.
Where you see all the cluster, that's LAX. So this is just directly south of Los Angeles.
And so earlier we saw the Chester Chong, the president of the Chinese Chamber of Commerce, out and speaking to this issue, and certainly you can tell by the way that it's being viewed by the public that a tremendous amount of concern, quite a bit of fear, and the Asian American community has been through some very difficult times in the past couple of years. So again, this on top of all of that, I'm sure you guys, is very shaking.
Like they were following him. If you see this little loop-de-loop here. See how they loop-de-looped and then they came over here, but there's several helicopters over here. The sheriff is making a perfect circle, though.
This shooting that happened overnight, we do know there was a few cancellations. The Citadel outlets even canceled their celebration in light of this and in respect for those victims. But it's been very... The community has been shaken to the core and outraged from what I am seeing online. That there has been, we don't know for sure if this was, the motivation, if it was a hate crime or if it was something more personal or a domestic dispute that has not been.
Keeping her off.
Go ahead. That's 130 CP. Just be advised, we have media station right here in front of the fence bar, which is too close. We're moving everybody over by the Staples, just north of where the VP is at. Can we get a PIO over there to meet them? We got a lot of media asking questions right now. For Sergeant Salary's en route, unknown ETA, but I will let him know. Hey, we also need sworn CIO Hawthorne and over us of
welcome, Stephanie. Stephanie Banky.
Yeah.
Welcome to the fam, girl. Shelby, thank you for gifting another.
Where's that at again?
Who's the winner?
Over to Hawthorne. We're trying to clear out that lot, but some of the media is 415 not wanting to move because we don't have safe up.
Welcome, Eastern girl. Thank you so much, Shelby. So the sheriff's just rocking and rolling. Oh, Mayday. Mayday. Well, they're just getting all of their resources set up and ready to go before they make their move. I'm pretty sure this dude is probably passed away, but we never know. You never know.
Roberta.
Thank you so much. You guys, Roberta's left and right. We don't know if he has dementia. We don't know anything about him yet. I'm surprised somebody on Twitter probably has his name out there by now, though. I would think. I don't know.
Objection! Roly-poly, daddy's little Betty. Betty's gonna be a man someday.
Janice, they've had him surrounded for a good hour now, at least. Because we were supposed to have a press conference 15 minutes ago. Jerry?
Request from CBE to downlink. Do you have that capability? And if so, what channel you push out on? I'll try and pick it up here at our command post.
All right, I'm going to be quiet.
Broken, confirm you guys want downlink.
Whoop, whoop. Welcome all the new members.
Yeah, confirm. Is that possible? Affirmative, give me one.
Welcome, you guys. I'm going to let the scanner.
Stand 43, stand 45 to the units over here. There's a gentleman in a black sweater with a red bead cap. He's been advised several times, very 415. If he continues, he'll be arrested.
Roberta.
Uh-oh, someone's raising Cain and they're not liking it. Oh my God, we're gonna get 5 more Roberters.
Yeah, 55 to that unit on the PA. They're good on the north side there. We're to the south side.
Roberta.
You guys are so amazing.
Stand 45 to the CP. Can we get another location for the media, where the media can make contact?
Mrs. Nightbot. Thank you so much, you guys. Maligator, you remember?
CP is the Hobby Lobby not working because we got a bunch of people. The media that is congregating there. So we're going to go ahead and send everybody over to the Hobby Lobby in front.
Everybody go to Hobby Lobby.
Roberta.
They're closed on Sunday. Everybody go to Hobby Lobby.
Roberta.
Oh my gosh, we got so many new Roberters.
Hey, 40. I believe we're going to set up another box for press. It's going to be just north of that driveway that we cleared out. So the area in front of Sears there, on the west side of Sears, there'll be a box for the tape off there, and you can save back there.
Brandy, thank you for being a member for 2 months. Roberter.
Good. Confirming that you're the Hobby Lobby.
Hobby Lobby. So I'll go to the Hobby Lobby.
That's correct, the large white truck.
Yes, you guys, welcome. We've got 10 new reverters. Holy shit. Woo-hoo-hoo. Yes, it is still the standoff. They're sending the media, I think, over to Hobby Lobby and sending everybody over there because they're worried about explosives in the van. Jodi Arias trial reruns. That's always good, though. Hi, Tawanda. Oh, my gosh. I'm so happy, Miss Nightbot.
I'm up here, you morons! Come and get me!
We got scanner action, Brandy. Yes. We've got flight radar. We got scanner. And we've got Eagle 7 in the air. Coming in hot.
I don't always get treated like scum.
And we haven't seen any action yet on the van. Yeah, the scanner just said, psh, is Banjo done peeing yet? We need to arrest this fool. Psh.
Did I ask them to do that?
I mean, this isn't funny. I mean, there's 10 people that are dead. There are at least 10 that are wounded. But catching this creep is what needs to happen. Oh, we're getting an update.
Our Faro system, which can analyze a crime scene and save hours and hours of man hours.
As you guys know, this standoff has been going on for over an hour. You can see behind me those two Bearcats sandwiching the white cargo van. You can't see the cargo van from this angle, but we do know, police have confirmed that the suspect is inside the cargo van. And LA County Sheriff Robert Luna just, about a half hour ago released photos of that suspect. And you can see over here, this has brought out a huge crowd. Sepulveda Boulevard and Hawthorne Boulevard, which is where we are right now, is completely shut off. They are just waiting for this suspect to either come out. We don't know what is going to happen, but this has been going on for over an hour. The SWAT team is here. Monterey Police.
2750, where he took the plane off. It's parked in the lot. Where was it? Want to send somebody over? I'll let Holland right now.
It's like an Oreo cookie. It's an Oreo cookie cargo van sandwich. We have live scanner coverage, live Eagle 7 coverage. We've got Poochies in the background. We have coverage like no other. Share this out with your friends. We are watching the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department flying over this scene. Sepulveda Boulevard.
My serial number is 15885. I'm out with motor 2. That's 2750. Is that Dan?
I'm sorry, what call sign did you want to use?
He's put me down as phone refund.
I want this to be bigger. That's what she said. Just kidding. I wish they would choose one side of the screen or the other. Because I really... See, now that window, it doesn't look broken to me, but is it broken down by the lock area? Like in the corner there? Yes, like ballroom dancing. It wasn't like a club, like it wasn't like anything crazy. It's nothing like that.
Lard, Sergeant Kim. If we could push all those people east of Morgan's and north of this building east of us, on the other side of the yellow. Yeah, that's what we're doing.
So it's Chinese New Year. It was a ballroom dancing place. They do lessons. They do all kinds of things. And there was 2 separate dance halls that were targeted today. And we don't know if they're the same owners yet or not. You see there, we're watching them live and on the radar. How about that?
Yeah, firm, we can get a good signal.
I think they're just getting all the resources in order before they make their move because they never know what to expect, right? That's why we love law enforcement so much. They do the things that we would be too scared to do. Meanwhile, Bella just says I'm in that.
The northeast corner of Hawthorne Sepulveda has been cleared, and Team 5 will be stationed there for any priority 1 calls.
Northeast corner of Hawthorne Sepulveda cleared, Team 5 staging area for priority 1.
Yeah, I think they might be worried about...
Yeah, we're still planning this Morgan's and Farmers versus Bank Block.
Possible bombs. You never can be too careful this day and age. I want to thank everybody for supporting the stream today. Your donations, your super chats, your super stickers, and your memberships are very, very much appreciated. I love doing what I do, and so thank you for allowing me to continue to do that.
Did I ask them to do that?
Yeah, he just went in there. I know the one where the 10 people died. There, it was like 10:22 p.m. when he went in there. So what are you guys up to this Sunday? What's in on the stove? What's in the crock pot? What's in the oven? You guys always make me jealous with your yummy dinners and recipes. I get so jealous. Moose Girl, thank you.
Leadership, we're getting some information that there's some crowds gathering at the intersection. You can pan over to the intersection and give us a visual.
There's a crowd gathering at the intersection. Sometimes it is, Miss Boone.
All right, copy.
Brandy, thank you. Thank you so much. Ooh, sauce and meatballs and watching footballs.
Copy that. Thank you.
Potato and Applebee's. That sounds really good. What does that consist of? Local barbecue. Yum. Steak. Eric, I'm really jealous. I love a good steak. Chili. That sounds so good. Midnight Baker. Remember the guy who recently tried to abduct a girl by pulling her through the... Yeah, the barista.
Stand 45 to stand 40.
Yeah, the barista. I do remember that. What is potatoes and apple bake? I want to know what that is.
Stand 45 to Sergeant Smith.
Sorry, it gets loud.
If you could break off a couple officers over there, if you have that under control. LASD is requesting that we send a couple officers over to the southeast corner. We have apparently people crossing the street from east to west.
Here we go,
corner,
guys.
just south of the intersection.
Hold on.
Copy. 9-10-50, are you down there as well?
Captain, as most of you were here earlier today, it's very important for our community to be updated on something as significant and tragic as this. So we're back up here, making ourselves available to you for any questions. I think you're aware that at 11:18 this morning, we released a bulletin with a picture or an image of what we believe to be the suspect. We haven't named him, and there's a reason for that. We have a lot of resources in the Sheriff's Department, working with other agencies to make sure, again, that our priority, beyond taking care of the victims and survivors of this horrible incident, that we get this man off the streets. So I think that all of you have received this. I want to address also that there is a tactical incident that's occurring in the city of Torrance that is being covered. People have asked, is that your suspect? We don't know. As I said earlier today, we had a vehicle that was described as a white box van, I guess you'd say, a van of interest, and there's a van that looks just like what was described to us in the city of Torrance. It's a barricaded suspect situation. We are working with one of our partner agencies, the Torrance Police Department, to resolve that. We believe there is a person inside of that vehicle. We don't know their condition, but we're going to handle that in the safest manner that we possibly can to try and identify that person. Could it be our suspect? Possibly. But at this point, if we're doing our jobs correctly, we're not only looking at that situation or scenario, but we're making sure that we're looking at any and every possibility. So I do encourage our community, if they have any leads, maybe they saw the picture of this individual, to come forward with any information that they believe may help us in this very critical and important investigation.
They don't know,
That's
Amber.
going to be very important. I also want to talk about the victim-survivor side of this. In response to our mass shooting this morning, a victim resource center has been set up at the Langley Senior Citizen Center located at 400 West Emerson Avenue. And I want to make sure that the appropriate victims, families, friends take advantage of that resource. There are many people behind me. Some of them will speak, representatives from different agencies, and there's so many parts to this, right? The response, the medical side of it. But as we're looking for this suspect, we will not forget the victims and survivors. And it's important because you can just imagine the trauma that they've experienced, and it's our responsibility to wrap our arms around them. So representatives from the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, Federal Bureau of Investigation, and the District Attorney's Office, and the District Attorney, George Gascon, is standing here with us. The Red Cross, the Department of Health Victim Services are at the center to assist the victims, survivors, and their families. If anyone believes their relative may be a victim, please contact representatives at this Victims Resource Center that I'm talking about. And again, if you think that you have questions, you're upset, you haven't been able to locate a family member that you think's involved, please go out to this Victim Center and we will assist you. That's why we're there. At the center, we also have members from the Psychological Services Bureau, from the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. And as we go hour by hour, if we see any other needs, There are multiple agencies that have contacted us. Everybody wants to help, which is amazing in this time, because we need to depend on each other in difficult circumstances like this. So with that, I am going to turn it over to the next speaker, and I'll be here for questions at the end. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank you, Sheriff Luna, and I also want to congratulate and actually give credit to the first responders, as well as our sheriff team and the city of Monterey Park, the chief of police, the many deputies, and as well as the DA's office, Mr. Gascon, and also to our elected officials that are here with us this morning representing the city of Monterey Park. I am, as you know, very heartbroken to hear of the news of what occurred with the individuals that lost their lives. But I think now we have to look at the victims, the survivors, and as the sheriff said, this is what the county does best. Help provide assistance, mental health services, any kind of relief that is possibly and legally conceivable for us to provide. We are here to support all of the families in this community and help them in their healing. It's tragic what happened, but let's also think about the people who put their lives out there on stake every single day as well to protect us, our safety, well-being, and also our physicians, the ones that I can tell you about LAC U.S.C. that are right now treating at least 4 of the other victims there. I also want to say that they have also devoted their service to help providing protections for all of our residents in our community. The county's Office of Emergency Management has also been providing support and leveraging mental health resources at this very traumatic time, along with the city of Monterey Park, which, as you know and you can see, are very united and very resilient. Again, a heartfelt note to the families who lost their loved ones and to those that are recovering at this time. And with the help of the public, we can help to identify the individual that was behind this incident. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. You know, this was supposed to be a moment, a time of celebration. We're celebrating Lunar New Year's, which is such an important component of many communities around LA. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to express my condolences not only to the victims' family, but the entire AIPI community. My office has multiple roles in this case. Number one, by state law, we ran a mass casualty response unit. And since very early this morning, we began to mobilize countywide resources in my office as well in order to provide services to the victim's family and to the community. And this is work that will not only, it began today, but quite frankly, will go on for months and possibly years. You know, the impact of trauma
I'm not trying to be like
from this
rude,
event goes on for
but I'd rather listen to the scanner. So let's see what's going on there. I muted it. Let's see if there's action on the scanner. I don't hear anything. I'm just seeing some movement. Now we've got another. They're right next to it now. Like, I at least want the helicopter guy or the scanner. 2,000 people dropped off the scanner, so maybe they went to a private channel.
It's a joint effort, and depending on what the conditions are, the Bureau of Investigation is also part of this work. But what I want to make sure that we get across to our entire community is that we are a united community. When one of us is attacked, we're all here together. And regardless of what the motive was for this horrendous impact, for this horrendous event, we will continue to work together. We're here with Monterey Park, with the San Gabriel Valley, with our entire community. And we're not only here today, we will be here every day until the work is done. Thank you.
I'd like to thank everybody for coming out right now, and I want to speak to the Monterey Park community directly. Our police department, our city continues to provide protective services throughout this incident. We work with our partners both on a county, a state, and a federal level and
Also in this case
try to resolve the situation as best we can and take our suspect into custody. The sheriff talked about the Langley Center. That's where our victim assistance has been set up. I asked that the partners in the press give those victims' families a little bit of space over there so that they can get information. You can imagine when they woke up this morning after the Lunar New Year festivals from yesterday, and they may not have found their loved one next to them in the bed or at home, and how that's affecting everybody in this community right now.
I know.
I want to assure everybody that as we get more information, we'll put it out.
They want to distract us from watching the SWAT stand up. But guess what? We're going to keep watching.
Any information that people may have related to the incident, they can call the police station. We will try to get information out as soon as we get it. I have a lot of uniformed police officers that are out on the street. Every single one of them is committed to the community. And if someone in the community has a question, has a concern, is scared, that officer's out there to make sure that they're okay. And all they have to do is reach out and ask the question. I'm going to open it up to any questions. Thank you.
Scanner's on. Sure. It's quiet right now for me.
Talk about, and again, we know that you're limited in what you can say for a number of reasons. You talked about the situation in Torrance right now, and you said that you don't, is the suspect in? You asked yourself rhetorically, and you said it's possible. Is it also possible that a person who's in there, whether it's the suspect or not, is no longer alive? Is that a possibility?
Yes, it is a possibility.
Sheriff, are you aware of any one who's heard any gunshots that would make people think that was a possibility?
I don't have that information here in front of me, but that's also possible. Yes.
Sheriff, do you have a name because you released a picture, or are you withholding your name?
We are withholding the name at this time. And as I stated earlier, it is a priority to apprehend this person. And we have a lot of resources throughout this entire region. And we believe if we're putting his name out, that will inhibit our ability to potentially arrest the suspect if he's out there, or maybe flee. So please be patient with us. You've been patient thus far, and this is why we're going to keep our word that we're going to continuously update you, because the community, I understand, they're thirsty for information. And yes, we did put his picture out, and that's because from a public safety perspective, we want people to see who this is and then give us any information that they may have about his whereabouts so that we can say.
Given the fallout,
he's not going to tell us anything. He's not going to tell us shit. Oh my God! Look at my dog. Oh my God, Mark Klein. Oh, I hope not, good grandma. I don't know. I'm just gonna leave the scanner on because he's not gonna tell us shit. What is he doing now? They're going around the back. Oh, she's out there with my husband. She prefers him. Bella's my baby. What are they doing with that third vehicle? Yeah, now she's awake. Bella Rose. She was like, shut this guy up. Yeah, the chopper you saw fly by is the one we're watching on the radar down below. Below Mr. Dracula. Mr. Dracula. Let's see what Dracula's saying. I'm just kidding.
That the suspect in the second location was in fact the same one who perpetrated this mass shooting at here in Monterey Park?
We believe it is. I'm not confirming it 100% because, again, we still have to put this whole thing together. But the picture or the image that we're showing you is from the second location, and we believe that they are both connected. But again, we leave every option on the table. We have to leave it open because we don't want to focus on one area while someone else is getting away. So got to be open to all of it.
How he was apprehended, I mean, for a while by the patrons at Lai Dance Hall. What kind of weapon was recovered from him? How did he get away?
What kind of weapon and how did he get away?
Earlier today, in regards to the weapon, I could tell you that it's not a high-powered assault rifle, but I don't want to get into the specifics on the weapon. In time, we will.
Oh, really, Kelly?
Everyone will get exactly what that is, but I don't want to say anything that will impact or create more challenges for us in trying to apprehend this person.
Two more questions.
But do you think only one weapon was involved in the deadly incident?
We don't know that yet. And for us, just like I'm saying that there may be one suspect, we think there's one, there may be more. We also have to assume there may be more than one weapon, right? We may have recovered one. When we find him, that doesn't mean he's not,
Smalls, you're not the first.
Armed and dangerous.
And I don't think you'd be the last,
Sheriff,
babe. How are you?
Can you explain to us then, since the last briefing, what is new other than the photo?
Well,
I mean, the update, you got everyone here. I'm just trying to ascertain if there's anything new other than the photo.
we have the photo that's new. There's the incident that's occurring in Torrance where obviously there's a lot of questions and concerns about that. That's the update that we have.
There's nothing from that. You're not able to tell us anything from that. So I'm just asking if there's anything definitive that you can tell us.
I'm giving you definitive information now. And I'm giving you the information that we have. And I had a choice to sit back and not come out here and be available, or come out here like we talked about earlier, and every time we get even a shred of an update to give you what we have, because there's significant public interest in this, as there should be. So if we call you out here in 2 hours, I'm hoping there's more information to provide. Because I want this solved as much as anybody out there does. We want to, this has been painful. Let me go over here.
Can you confirm the name of the two locations where the shootings took place?
I don't have that information in front of me. Yeah, typically I don't put out the specific locations just out of respect for the business. I'm sure as the day goes on, we'll be putting down those specific names of the businesses, because as you can imagine, if you're the business owner there and you had this horrible incident, they're traumatized as well. So
One more question.
Let me go over here.
What hospitals were the victims taken to?
You know, it is normal that when we have victims of violent crime, we don't talk about specific hospitals. And I'm going to share just a quick story as to why we don't. Earlier, it may have been mentioned that they were at a specific hospital, and somebody called one of those hospitals to say something along the lines that they want to go and finish the job. That is absolutely horrible. So again, I don't believe that's the information. Please, these victims and survivors are dealing with so much. Let's not traumatize them more. So yeah, and be patient with us, and our Sheriff's Information Bureau will put out another time where we're coming out, and I hope to have even better information, but as of right now, that's what we have. And again, thoughts and prayers to all the families involved in this. It's a horrible incident for our county. So thank you very much.
Yes, over there. In Spanish.
All right, you are listening live there. That was the latest news conference from Monterey Park with Sheriff Robert Luna, other speakers including LA County Supervisor Hilda Solis and LA County District Attorney George Gascon all speaking at the mic as we are gathering the very latest information on this deadly mass.
Don't confuse me with the facts. Just stop. Don't confuse us with the facts. I mean, I'm not saying that didn't happen at a hospital, but they always say, like, you know, most of our, you know, some of the patients being transported to Los Angeles Regional, the others are da-da-da. They must not think that it is safe. Okay? There's something still risky about them saying that, in my opinion. Okay, back to Scanner. It's unmuted, just so you know. Right, the facts are kind of important, but don't confuse us with the facts. You guys, there's like... Hey, come up here. I got the other Poochie in here. Now that's Summer. Lay down. Not at all, Brandy. Not at all. So the Scanner is quiet at the Mo. And they're not really doing... Oh. You want to... What do you want? I think Summer wants to take over the podcast. Oh, boy. Here we go. What's your name? What's your name? Is it Rue? Okay, here you guys go. Here's a quick update.
Go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
We can.
Okay.
I can hear you.
Yeah. Great. Mark, Irene, we are here in Torrance on Sepulveda Boulevard and Hawthorne Boulevard. Right behind me, as you can see, we can zoom in here. You can see that white cargo van sandwiched between two Bearcats, and like you said, another one kind of just moved in there. And we have just confirmed now that the bomb squad and hazmat team have moved in. And in that press conference, we learned that they're not sure if there are hazardous materials inside that cargo van, so they are taking all precautions. And everyone's here. I mean, Torrance Police, the SWAT team, LA County Sheriff, everyone coming together to handle the situation carefully and diligently, like they've mentioned.
News ladies get muted. Sorry. There's something going on. We have got the Scanner. We are just waiting to see what happens. What's your name? What is your name? Is it Rue? The suspect is in the van, but we don't know if he's alive or dead. My brother Rue, my other brother Rue, my other brother Rue. And now she's left me again, so. Boo to doggy cam. Rue. Okay, now what are they doing? They're just screwing up my whole program over here. Move my stuff around. All right, so the passenger side is intact. It's the driver's side that was broken up. But look, what is that? Guys, is someone in there? Summer, are they in there? I don't see anybody. This is intense. Holy. Oh, they're pinning the driver door. It makes sense. It's Winnie the Pooh. Not funny. It is, though. Hope you've been doing good, K. Smalls. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. Always wish you well, my lady. All right, I'm going to get some background music going here. I don't know what kind would be good for this. I don't see anybody. What is that, a gift basket with a bow? It looks like he's got a gift basket with a damn bow. See, like the cellophane? God, I wish I could zoom in on that better. It does, Ava! It does look festive. Oh, is that his hat, though? Dude, I see movement in there. I don't care what you guys say. I see movement in there. We need to change the tone of this music because I think there's someone alive in that thing.
One-way ticket to
Oh, it
hell.
came out of the clear blue. Welcome, Antonio Capone. I saw some shit move too. I think he's alive, man. What is that? Put a 1 if you think he's alive. Put a 2 if you think he's dead. I feel like something moved. I like the music. If you don't like music, you in the wrong channel. Because we play music whenever we can. We love music here. Yeah, it doesn't look good, does it? You think it's possible he's not in there? That's some stuff they pulled out of the van. It looks bloody or blankets. They don't even have their shields up, so he's dead, I think. They're way too relaxed. Thanks, K Smalls. Prepper says, why are they standing in a line? Is this a ride at Disneyland?
He's like, hey, sorry, I'm yawning a lot. I yawn a lot when I'm tired.
It looks like a blanket or something. Probably sleeping in there. Body in there, or it didn't happen? I'm waiting. Something. Well, now they're like, scaling. Oh, wait, hold on. Maybe they're going to give us an update on the scanner. Maybe we'll hear something. Yeah, they all walked away. Uh-oh. All right, let's see what the news is saying, huh? Let's get away from the music for a second, and let's go back to the live. Scanner's not saying shit.
I believe you were on a delay, but I'm sure you've seen the images now from Air 7 of those SWAT members going in. What do you make of what you saw?
Yeah, it appears from what we know that they approached, they made sure that what they had initially thought was confirmed. One of the operators, and as you mentioned, took the initiative to go in and be able to open the rear panel doors so that others could go in. There was one of the operators there with a backpack indicating that he was likely the tactical paramedic.
Oh, it is? Let me fix the audio. Hold on.
There was a need to render aid, medical aid. There was an ability to do that immediately.
Hold on.
That does not appear to have been the case, and that person also has the ability to be able to make a pronouncement as to whether that individual, if there is one in there, we don't know anything for sure at this point, but to pronounce somebody deceased as well, if that was what the circumstances dictated.
Sure. I got to assume, jump into conclusions from what we've seen here, that there are two options. Either the van's empty, or if there was or is an individual in there, that person is deceased. We can't see a person deceased from our vantage point. There's a portion of the van with no windows inside the doors to the left.
Thank you, Trinda.
That they
Thanks
were
for being
searching.
here.
It's unclear if there is a possible person suspect in that portion of the van.
We don't even know yet.
The law enforcement officers, those SWAT members, they have, in most part, stepped away. There still are some to the driver's side door side, but those team members have stepped back from the van. They've gone through the initial search of the vehicle. So there certainly was not a live suspect in the vehicle. If there was someone in that vehicle, that suspect is passed away. The other option is that they did not find anyone. That would be a major concern.
And again, we are still waiting to hear from law enforcement on an update on this. We in our last press conference that we heard from them roughly about 45 minutes ago, we didn't have many updates on this situation. But they did say that the suspect that they had been looking for was possibly in this white cargo van.
Okay, well, they don't know if it's there yet, so. This guy's on the phone. He's like, Sarge, we got a problem. He ain't here. No, I don't know. We haven't gotten word that he's not there. We don't know what's going on.
I'm sorry, 10-9 Arrow.
I mean, they pulled out a bunch of blankets.
Hey, Arrow, if you could stand by just for another 10 to 15, we're going to deal with another problem right down the street. It's 22750 Hawthorne.
22750 Hawthorne. There's an issue there. 227. 2250 Hawthorne Boulevard. 227. Let's see what's there. I bet you that's where that dude is. 22754 Hawthorne Boulevard.
It's going to be a white cargo type van.
They had the wrong van? Oh, dude. They had the wrong van? They said it's going to be a cargo type van. Is this not the right one? We have another problem down the street with a white cargo van. Hold up. That's a neighborhood. Dude. Hold on. I'm going to show you where this is at. Well, what the hell?
Let me get that for you, Errol. Stand by.
All right. I'm standing by.
Just north of 230, north of 230, and north of the red pit supply sign.
It's going to be on this road, you guys.
North of 230.
Woo! We are real time. All right. North of 230. What's this address here? What do you say it was again? 22754. So it's in this area. So let's go to our helicopter because our media is not going to be there, right? Because they don't know anything right now. And let's go here. 22750. Thank you, Maligator. Let's go back to the map. Two 22750. Oh shit. Arizona Leather. He's might be in this parking lot here. Rastagir Law Group. He might need that lawyer. So they're going to be in this vicinity here. Let's go back to the map. And let's go down the road and see what's going on. Because you know they're going to have something. Did they say something about a pet store? No, unfortunately, my map video is not live. It's just the flight radar. Hold on, no. Two 22750 is this Arizona Leather. I'm just trying to figure out where it's at in relation to this helicopter I'm watching now. He's like, "Hey, we'll BRB. We got a problem down the road here." Like what? Is this it right here? This is LA County Sheriff. Yep, here it is right here. So they're over here on the 110 area. There's Lomita Boulevard. Oh, let's see what this chick's saying. Hold on. It's a lot at once.
We haven't seen too many people going in, just a couple people trickling in. Like right now, we do see some folks going in. They've been in probably about 3 others before them. Now we're seeing a couple more folks. They're just allowing them to come in here and seek help, whether it be for a mental health crisis, because obviously if they were a part of this or they had a family member that was injured, or maybe they don't know where that family member is, this is where they can come to get information. Now, this crisis center was set up by the mayor of Los Angeles office, Mayor Karen Bass, helping out the mayor here of Monterey Park by establishing this this center here, the Department of Mental Health on scene with their advocates, and also with just people in the law enforcement community to help out. Again, we've been seeing a lot of food coming in.
They need to get over at this other site.
Bringing them items. The Red Cross is also on scene to help with anything that might be needed by the victims. But again,
see, this is where Main Street. Look at, they're going to the other place. I cannot. Okay, lady, I can't with you. You don't know what's going on. Let's mute her. Okay, they're driving to the other spot. Oh my God. So was there even anyone in there? How fucking scary. So now they've packed up and they're going to the other spot, I imagine, which is just down the road. White cargo van. That's what they're looking for. We'll find some music to go with the theme here. They're still showing the other scene. I can't. There might be explosives in the van. All right, let me turn her back on. Because now, look at.
With one of our law enforcement experts, Bruce Thomas, about the fact that more often than not,
like
law enforcement
Northport
does
all over
exactly
again.
what they did today.
Good thing they don't have mud.
Find the suspect. They are very good at this, using all of their resources to gather the best information. Once again, that image on the ground of what has been occurring there in Torrance this morning, a secondary location where.
Welcome, guys,
the
to Jay is for
suspect
Justice.
has
My name
been
is
located.
Jay. Please consider subscribing and giving this video a like. We are watching a standoff with the SWAT and a shooter suspect. We didn't learn anything in that shooter conference.
You know, so many questions still remain. That news conference wrapped up. The sheriff talked to us, and they were talking about the possible suspect or person inside that van before it was confirmed that someone was in that van. But we've seen that now that there was a body found inside that white van.
Oh, there is a body.
The big question is it our suspect? Is it the man that is connected to the shooting here in Monterey Park? We just don't know. Investigators earlier at the news conference were talking about how they had a name associated with the person seen in those photos that they released. It was a
Wait, they're
an
blocking
older
traffic.
gentleman,
Hang
an
on.
Asian
I
man
got
who
too
was
much
wearing
going.
a
I had to turn this
ski cap.
fucking music off.
They have a name, but they aren't releasing it. They said that they were afraid that it was going to impede their investigation and that their main priority was to get this man off the street. But again, we just watched everything unfold there in Torrance.
So where are they going to Hawthorne?
We don't know. The news conference ended before that went down, so now we're going to wait for the latest update. We don't know when that will be, but you know, the last news conference was a couple hours before this one, so it might be a bit, or because there is a new development, maybe they'll all come back out and talk to us. But we will be here waiting to see what happens.
Yeah, Rod, it's so true what you said, just to kind of pull back.
And they got Doug Heffernan on patrol. Make sure everything is going smooth. Good job, Doug. What is going on, though? Like, for real, what's going on? We still have the sheriff's department circling. We've got Doug Heffernan guarding the frickin' scene. I mean, they're not really announcing, like, hey, guys, we got him. Like, domestic violence at the other location and also in a white cargo van. And then this was said that it was a domestic violence shooting this morning. Mayday, mayday.
Rattlesnakes, moccasins, alligators.
The accurate, correct information out to news agencies, and also we'll get that information to viewers. So patience and trust, which we're leaning into that right now.
Okay, this is really interesting. Rob Hayes, thank you. Stand by. On the left side of your screen, more movement from the SWAT team members on the ground behind that Bearcat with the LA County Sheriff's Department.
See?
That armored vehicle, a second.
Another van. That's the other van.
Earlier, we were told of one.
Shit ain't clear.
There was one that, of course, we have been watching.
I don't think this is a domestic violence.
Was found deceased. You got to wonder, were there ever reports of two being involved? Certainly. They're not taking any chances here, and they're
shut
moving
down
towards
Hawthorne
a second
Boulevard.
vehicle that I believe is just across the way from the parking lot of where the first white van was located. This is a new development. Guns drawn there from the backside of the Bearcat. We're watching this with limited information, simply kind of witnessing it.
And we are coming
a
for
real
you.
concern of there potentially being a second suspect. Why would the van be in the same area? And why would it be across the way?
Right. We see kind of billowing there.
Some, are they just going over
flags that say sail? So it makes me wonder what is beyond this area. Is this an area where there maybe is a car lot or some type of, but that vehicle certainly with a dashboard there that seems to be a bit cluttered, seems like that belongs to someone. So yeah, interesting that there's not one but two white vans that we know they were looking for initially. One person in the one white van that's off screen right now, and then still waiting to see what's in the second vehicle here. But yeah, guns drawn from the SWAT team.
This is the second white van
as they
that
cautiously
is surrounded.
approach this vehicle that is just abandoned seemingly in this parking lot across the way from the other vehicle. They're making their approach now. Yeah.
They are moving in. This
here we
specific location is Lomita in Hawthorne, so it is a different intersection. These SWAT officers are moving in, appearing to go in from the rear. We are watching
they're coming in from the rear.
Man, so incredibly tense. At a moment when you thought that their search was over, they move in again to another vehicle, almost as though they have some type of a lock device to get that rear door open. This vehicle, unlike the other,
why didn't they send a drone in on this vehicle?
The other van was a
Before
closed
they
back
went up.
with no windows. This van appears to have windows there on the top side, and the SWAT beginning here to open that door.
I think they...
All right, they're taking a look inside.
Former Los Angeles County Sheriff Jim McDonnell still on the phone this morning. Wow, one development after another.
What's back there?
What do
Let's
you
see.
make
Zoom
of
in,
this
mofo.
secondary vehicle? The description is near identical. We had never heard that there was potentially a second white van that authorities were looking for.
Well, whichever one works, I guess.
If you can.
Go for the command post.
No, it's a surprise. They approached this one, but very carefully, without the same level of standoff as they had initially on the approach to the other one. So
sure.
It leads me to believe that they're running down any possible leads or issues in the area that are of concern.
Nothing to see here
and
either?
As we talked about before, you have one shot at a piece of evidence or potential evidence, and you want to be able to investigate that while you have it there. Because if somebody were to say after the fact that, hey, there was a similar van and it was parked right down the street, did you see it? Did you investigate it? In this case, they can say, yeah, we became aware of it, and we did what we needed to do to either tie it to the case or find out that it wasn't connected at all.
We'll just sit here all day, white van after white van.
Yeah, incredible work, and thank you for walking us through
that
potential approach on what SWAT was dealing with. Of course, some speculation, but it's fantastic insight. Speaking to Air 7 HD, if it's possible to give us
right? I don't know,
Lisa, of this location to where the other
I
van
did not
is
see the
located
movement in this one.
As the camera pans up, okay, so it's a good distance away. Okay, so this is
we're going
more
back
than
to the other
just
van.
across the street. It's almost around the
Where's
corner.
it at?
And, down the block.
Watch it be gone.
And that offers a good explanation for why they were telling people to clear the area. Earlier when we were live with Sophie Flay, she was told by deputies in the area to move back.
There was
that
a
they
broken
had to break
window.
down and move, and this maybe kind of speaks to that broader crime scene, the perimeter that is in that general area this morning of Torrance. Again, in the South Bay, far from the distance of the original shooting in Monterey Park. Former Los Angeles County Sheriff Jim McDonnell, we often talk about the duration of these investigations. Now with these two crime scenes, scene A in Monterey Park has got to go on for days, given the body count and the investigation underway. Something like this, the fact that we have a body in that one white van, that's going to play out for hours, if not into the night as well.
Oh, yeah.
So what do we think?
In all likelihood, that'll go on into the night because the crime scene investigation, which is very thorough, will be done at
Look
the
at
scene.
those blankets.
The coroner will roll.
Hold on, let's mute him for a second. Did they kill the wrong guy, you think?
Red team leader, you buy for PP?
What did he say?
Make sure, check your text.
Check your texts? Is that what? Did he say check your texts? Who's checking texts right now? What's he talking about? Yeah, this is now getting weird. Like, where? Come on, helicopter guy. Let's see the... Yeah. See the broken glass everywhere? Oh, that was the side they broke, but...
Sir, we're good down here, Carol. Thank you.
They're on the other side. Look, where they shot him. Did they shoot him? He said, check your texts. See, that... I don't like that. I think the suits definitely have to be FBI, right? That's the FBI's SUVs there. You know what they should have done? Just have, like, Kohberger walk up to these vehicles. Like, take him around with you. They can take him around. And instead of the robots, I mean, why risk a robot? I'm just kidding, because Kohberger is innocent until proven guilty. I'm not 100% sold they have the guy and the only guy. It is secretive. But look, that van's just sitting there. It's like just sitting there now. What are they doing now? Is this like the fucking Memorial Day parade or something? This is crazy. Where's the band? I mean, what is going on? All right, let's see what the news guy's saying now. Uh-oh.
Possible. So it's safe to assume, as you just mentioned, that we will get an update from them sometime, hopefully soon. I think the last update was about an hour, 15 minutes ago at this point, about an hour and a half ago. But, you know, with the discovery of this deceased person inside of this white van in Torrance, that is certainly something that hopefully will be addressed soon in terms of who this individual possibly is, and if it is the person that they're looking for who was in that photo with the beanie on. Obviously, we were not able to see inside of the vehicle to even get a look.
I had a glance at the gentleman who was in the passenger seat who was deceased. Obviously, it was a brief glance. I can tell you he did not appear to be wearing a beanie. That may have come off in the hours after the shooting, but he was slumped over in the driver's seat. We had been overhead of the vehicle for multiple hours, 2 to 3 hours, and never had necessarily a good shot to indicate that he was sitting there, presumably the whole time. Our coverage continues right now with Eyewitness News reporter Josh Haskell in Monterey Park at the shooting scene. He's been there since early this morning. And Josh, something that really sticks with me is
now they're just
the
saying it's
community
over.
response.
Look.
People who live and work in this community, a hardworking community, including, you know, the local bakers that you spoke to.
How is it over?
About what has occurred.
Is the search over?
Well, a lot of focus of this investigation the last few hours has been in Torrance.
Oh my God, Melissa Sue, we don't know.
Investigation centered here in
There's 2 vans. One person was dead. Here, listen, this is your update.
Throughout the day, we now, the crowds have come and gone. A lot of community members, different people that were planning on experiencing and attending and celebrating in the Lunar New Year event that was scheduled to take place and takes place every year here in downtown.
He's probably live on
Monterey
YouTube.
Park. And as we pan back, I want to go in on that green awning because behind that shop is where the dance studio is located. And we know that since late last night, investigators have been centered on going in and out of that dance studio and, of course, the scene outside of it. And as we pan a little bit more to the left, we can show you where the command post has been set up. And we have seen investigators
I'm
all
going
day
to Twitter
going
to
back
see
and
those
forth
pictures.
through that alley. The entrance to the dance studio, again, is behind the building that is located on Garvey. We are at Garvey.
The Bengals are winning the
Garfield,
Bills, if anybody's wanting to know.
All morning. And as we pan around the other way, because I think it's easier for you to see, Mark, we've been talking about the community response. And as I mentioned, you know, people had heard about the shooting. They didn't know necessarily that the festival had been canceled. So we have encountered lots of people. Maybe hard for
what
us
is
to pan
he
around, but
talking
we'll go a little
about?
bit.
The festival was canceled. The frickin' sheriff just said, everybody go to your Chinese New Year festivals. That's messed up. He said that just a couple hours ago. He's like, there's no threat. Go to your festivals. Go to your events. I got some Twitter footage for you guys. Look at, they're already taking down the fucking tents. Oh my God. We don't want to pay for these rentals. Like, dude, we got to get these back today. Today. Where are they raiding a house at? This is crazy. We got to break this shit down and get it back. Yeah, but the sheriff said go. Or the chief. It was either the chief or the sheriff. Said go to your events. Enjoy yourselves. Celebrate, he said. Just telling you. what the sheriff said. I'm not telling you go to the events. He said go to the events. Oh, sweet. Okay, I'll check my text. Thank you. Thank you for your super sticker as well. This is from Twitter. Oh, shit.
Can't stop addicted to the shindig.
Okay, so they killed whoever this is. Oh my god, you guys. All right, here's another video.
On the driver's side of the van.
Gosh, even with the posture, which was somewhat calm given all the circumstances.
Given the fallout.
It was really tense to watch that, not knowing
Oh,
what
my
these
stomach's
SWAT
in my throat.
individuals would find upon opening the vehicle. You even have one gentleman walking away there. So we don't have the best vantage point to see all the way inside, including all the way in the back portion of that van, but it's still unclear if an individual was in fact located in that vehicle. They are continuing to comb through that vehicle. I was just so impressed by that initial SWAT officer who walked in through the front passenger side.
Hold the phone. Wow. So, oh, there it is right there. I don't know what was on that blanket, but if you look here, how could he, I mean, he could have shot himself. The only bullet hole I see is right here. Oh, we have a press conference. Hold on. It's just starting.
Yes, we can. We have a lot to be proud of.
Absolutely. Former Los Angeles County Sheriff Jim McDonald, now with U.S.C. We appreciate your insight over the past several hours, along with all of those who have joined us, our reporters on the ground and our law enforcement expert, Bruce Thomas, providing that critical insight.
I think there's a live one right now, but I thought I heard it out in my living room. Hold on. Let's see. Nope. This is it.
This afternoon on air for Eyewitness News at 4.
So that's not blood. Look. Let's screenshot that. It's just blankets, I guess. I mean, there's his plate number. I mean, someone with the capabilities can probably figure out who this person is, you know? This is the whatever blankets and stuff they pulled out of the first van. Is that what you think? Do you guys think that that's what I was going to say, Sandra? Is that like ingoing or outgoing? Like, let me see if I can make it, pardon me. Let me see if I can make it clear. I know this is eerie as fuck, but what happened with the other van? Like what? Hang on. I want to make sure we don't miss anything. Because they're still showing live footage. Hold on. Let me get it pulled up so we don't miss that. We can get back to this picture in a second. Yeah, let me know if you guys see anything on Twitter in a little bit. I'll keep checking. It's just I got too much open at once. I want to get control of what I've got here. So we have a live look. I don't know if that was their guy. We don't know yet. And it does not appear that he's wearing a beanie. So let's take a closer look. And I'm going to do my silly photo editing skills, but it looks like there's blood on the left side of his face, which would mean he got shot from the outside going in, right? They just said on Fox the second van was checked just to be safe because it was close by, but no one in it. I think that SWAT shot him, to be honest. Leo? I know, right? They're like, well, I definitely can tell you I saw him and I did not see a beanie. Let me just make that clear. All right, let's try to make this so we can see it a little bit better. Bear with me for a second. There were two vans, yes. But now we're not getting any video footage of the second van anymore. I definitely think that they shot him. All right, hold on.
Sam 45 to any Team 4 units that have been cleared. Come to the CP, please.
Oh, this isn't really working out, is it? See if I can make it a little sharper. Oh. I can't really, it's so hard to tell. Damn it. I wish I could. Oh, here we go. Sharpen. Let's see what this does. You guys are just joining. They said the SWAT situation is over.
9 Sam 45.
Because we have this guy dead and his...
Sam 45 there. Patrons at Tokyo Central that are requesting officers direct them to leave.
What? Tokyo Central? What does that mean?
Able to get to their cars and leave, or do they still need to stay? Believe there's officers over there. I'm not in that parking lot. They can leave the business, and they'll have to just figure out whether or not their vehicle's too close or not. But they should be able to leave. Just listen to officers that are over there.
All right, so I don't know how well I can... They wanted to leave. Oh, is there a press conference though? Oh, the reporters are going to be all over.
To any available officer in the Tokyo Central lot.
No press conference yet. I'm on the news.
We're 6 in with the van.
This is better than the press conference at this point.
couple of times to patrons with exiting. Yeah, but we should go down with SBNC if they need further from me. Pardon.
There's no press conference on this thing yet. Where are you guys seeing a press conference? Because it is going to be spicy. I don't see any blood. I just see a man slumped over. This is what I see. I see an ear here. And then there's like hair sticking out, probably from wearing the beanie. Like something like that. I don't know. I don't know who the dude is. There's no way for us to know who the dude is. There is absolutely no audio on this right here. So where are you guys seeing a press conference? Because I'm not seeing one. Yeah, I can't see any blood. There's broken glass. The windows broke out. I think there might be a bullet hole down by the mirror and then up here as well. Let me make it a little smaller so it's not so blurry. Like, what's that shiny thing? Is that on the steering wheel or... Oh, I don't know. Brain matter. Oh, like dripping down. I mean, there's a definite shot. Thank you. 20 minutes. Hey, Sam. There's a definite shot in one corner and then the other corner. So what does that tell you? "20 minutes, we have a press conference," and I'm going to stick with you guys, so it looks like I'm not cooking. 5 Eastern. We got about 20 minutes, 21 minutes. You're looking at a live scene, Monterey Park, California. We're waiting for press conference to explain what in the heck went on there last night. This morning, we heard that there was 2, not 1, but 2.
U-46. I'm directing a big control out of the lot.
Not 1, but 2 shootings. Actually, 3 if you count the third in Baton Rouge. So, what we were just looking at is this right here is some shit they threw out of that van. And then, here we have the person in that van slumped over the steering wheel with clearly 2, at least, gunshots. 1 in the bottom left window, 1 in the top right. And then they quickly said, "We have an issue." If you didn't have the scanner on, you never would have known. But we had the scanner on, and they said, "We have an issue down the street," right? So then we went down the street, and we saw, uh-oh, there's another van. And they're saying, "Oh, we just checked that one just to be safe." You know what, Abe Lincoln? Don't come in here and tell me what to do. I mean, how fucking rude. Oh, if I only had my moderator window open right now, you would so be blocked but I don't have it open right now. So one of my moderators is going to have to do it for me because that is so rude. How about you've come in my chat and been rude so many times? Like, you better watch yourself because rudeness is ugly too. Have a nice day, sweet cheeks.
God almighty.
Thank you, Potato. So we have a press conference coming in roughly 15 minutes. What store? Oh, wait, I forgot to play the sound bite for them. Which one should I play? Let's see. I've got two specific ones for people like that. You've offended the Asian community. You better watch it, Jay.
First of all, thank you for your patience.
Here we go. Perfect timing.
I know it took us a little bit to get out here, but we're doing a lot of very important work behind the scenes. It gives me a great sadness to be standing before you to report such devastating news. Never easy to do something like this because it's absolutely heartbreaking. And our thoughts, condolences, and prayers go out not only to the victims, their family, but this Monterey Park community and really the entire community, because I think we're all going to be hurting based on this tragedy. On Saturday, January 21st,
this is the earlier one?
At approximately 10:22 p.m., officers from the Monterey
Well, that was stupid. What did they do? Go off live?
SWAT team to arrive here, and Monterey Park PD also en route. And so initially,
they ended it. They ended their live, probably. There's the Hobby Lobby. We're going to listen to the scanner, I guess. Yeah, I absolutely did. Thank you, Jen Medicine. I absolutely did say that. Yep, that's why that person got blocked. Because if you come in here and you assume something about me and you say that in front of 867 people, you might just need to just go. I know, Morse code. I feel like I'm watching an old episode of Gilligan's Island. So they ended their live thing. They probably needed to refuel. I don't think it's on anywhere else either. They better have a press conference soon, huh? People are going to be freaking out.
There is a male suspect that fled the scene and remains outstanding as of this moment. Our very preliminary description has been described as a male Asian.
That's it. That's it.
And that's from the scene here in Monterey Park.
Oh, Luna. That was it. That was his description. Our description is it's an Asian male. I don't understand. So what do you think? Do you think we're going to get a press conference right away? Do you think they're going to wait? Because they're not talking about it anymore. Soon, officials to provide update. Is it supposed to be in 15 minutes? Still? We have at least 10 dead and at least 10 wounded. We don't know if that guy in the van was Asian. You couldn't tell. Right. They're like, SWAT over. Bye-bye. No, we get, is it 5 o'clock their time or our time?
I had my headphones on at the time, but I did hear some sounds going off, and I was like, oh, fireworks? I remember even her coming in and telling me, she's like, you didn't tell me that they were going to have fireworks? I'm like, they never have fireworks, because I live in the city. I've been here every year, and yeah.
I was like, sad. I thought we were missing fireworks.
And then I knew for a fact it was not fireworks when I heard the helicopter up above, because we never get helicopters around here unless it's more so on the East LA side or like the San Gabriel Valley, El Monte side.
Guys, I have no idea. No, the picture is an Asian male, but we don't know about the guy in the van. Who's the... How can we trust an anonymous source?
Very surprising, shocking to hear that something like this went on in not only a small city, but my city, that you never think it would happen to your town or something like that.
Tonight, actually, at approximately 10:22 p.m., officers from the Monterey Park Police Department responded to a local business in the 100 block of West Garvey Avenue.
No, this is old, right?
Regarding a shots fired call.
This shit started...
When officers arrived on
You guys,
scene,
this shit started when it was dark out.
observed numerous individuals, patrons of the location, pouring out of the location, screaming. The
Recap.
Officers made entry to the location and located additional victims. The Monterey Park Police Fire Department.
Oh my gosh, that alarm. So this happened in the middle of the night. Me too, prepper. Down by the river.
Responded to the scene and treated the injured and pronounced 10 of the victims deceased at the scene. There were at least 10 additional victims that were transported.
Hang on, we got
to
Morse code coming in.
local hospitals.
Let's see. We've got Morse code coming in. I mean, there's no way you can tell the guys, you can't tell if that's even, I mean, that could be a female. We don't know who's in that van. I thought we had a message coming in. My bad. It's like the old school walkie-talkies. Yeah, not a 3-hour event, but a
3-hour tour, a 3-hour tour.
Yes. Okay, 5 p.m. Eastern. So 10 minutes. Go potty, get your drinks, get your beers, get whatever it is, whatever your vice is. And we got about 10 minutes. Okay, so the perpetrator has been identified as Stephen Van. That's a little ironic considering Stephen Van was in a van. But I'm going to take their word for it, so I'm going to show you. This is just coming through on Twitter. Every time I look at the screen here and I see you guys talking about vans, I think you're talking about the shoes. And then I say vans. The perpetrator of the Monterey Park shooting has been identified as Stephen Van. Police have already found a note in his home. Is this true? Where is this from? Who's Amagaloff? Sean, where did you get this? Dude, this is not this is not official news. I can't. Shell, why do you have me sharing fake news?
Another one bites the dust.
Why do you have me sharing fake news?
It comes from China.
This guy says the shooter was Chinese and he has this stupid sound clip.
It comes from China.
Trump. China. Oh my God. Twitter is so full of it. Why is everybody so bent about them saying that the shooter was Asian? He was, right? Isn't that the suspect they were looking for? All right, let's see what this guy says. He seems like he...
This is the case is personal.
Oh.
It's your understanding right now, Chester, and obviously this is not confirmed. This is preliminary. This is from people that you're talking to, but is your understanding? Of course, we're here with Chester Chong. He's head of the Chinese Chamber of Commerce of
Chester Chong.
Is your understanding that this is not a hate crime?
I believe so.
He doesn't think it's a hate crime. So this is Chester Chong. He's the head of the Chinese something. Let's listen.
This is preliminary. This is from people that you're talking to, but is your understanding? Of course, we're here with Chester Chong. He's head of the Chinese Chamber of Commerce of Los Angeles. Is your understanding that this is not a hate crime?
I believe so. For me, it's not really hate crime. Is so many kind of hate crime, but this hate is because of wife and husband. I believe because in that they also maybe the killing of the people is innocent people. So I don't think there's a word.
Sorry, it's so quiet.
I believe also other thing is we have more strict.
So he thinks it's a husband and wife thing, and that's what they were saying much earlier as well.
Your understanding right now, Chester, and obviously this is not confirmed. This is preliminary. This is from people that you're talking to, but is your understanding? Of course, we're here with Chester Chong. He's head of the Chinese Chamber of Commerce of Los Angeles. Is your understanding that this is not a hate crime?
I believe so. For me, it's not really hate crime. Is so many kind of hate crime, but this hate is because of wife and husband. I believe.
Oh, this hate is because of wife and husband, he says. Yeah, that was... there was no note. That was fake news. Fake news. $800 people here. Shanann Watts, what are you guys talking about? Live now on Fox. All right, let me check. It's at 5 o'clock. I mean, we still have 5 minutes. Chill. I mean, it's not going to make them start the damn press conference any sooner. It's at 5 o'clock. I mean, I'm not trying to be rude, but when they say 5 o'clock and it's 4:55, the shit ain't started yet. This is the old one. So this is, I can't play this. They will strike me. So, but we will wait because this is the one that happened earlier. Before they found the 2 vans, right? $5 Eastern. 4 minutes. What are you talking about? It's not Shanann. Her name is Shannon. And where do you see that? Did I scroll? Oh, right here, this lady. Yeah, it's not Shanann. This is Shannon Watts. And she's like a pro-gun person. I think. I don't really know. But her name's Shannon. Yeah, it's weird, huh? That's Shannon Watts. If it's even real, I have no idea. She's got 600,000 followers, and Elon got rid of all the bots. So she said it's the fucking gun. See, she really speaks out on guns. I don't know what her stance is. But there was, this is crazy. This lady yesterday shot her husband. He was terminally ill, and like she got it in writing and everything, and she shot him. So that's going to be a big to-do debate.
One Handle 173 Edwards PMZ assist 487 Harbor Freight 2040 PPH. Mail ran out of store with unknown item less than a blue Honda Civic tag 55.
This is Scanner.
And looks like the fleet's going to be returning clear.
Live Scanner. Live Scanner, Los Angeles.
58th Street in the city of Los Angeles, North Rock.
Yeah, we're getting ready for a press conference in about 2 minutes. 2 minutes, we'll get told this is an ongoing investigation.
Strong Express 487, just 927C for the DP vehicle. I'll make contact with the informant, put out further.
So anyways, like I was saying, in about a minute or so, they're probably going to be going to the podium for the latest in this case. And what you're seeing is old footage from earlier this morning. Trump has nothing to do with this 90s chick. We played him saying China because I think it's funny the way his lips look like an asshole when he says China. It's got nothing to do with politics. I don't care if you like Trump. I don't care if you hate Trump. His face looks funny when he says China. Dang. China. That's what they want us to do, Ann Pulley. I think that's why all this stuff is happening. They want us all at home. COVID didn't do it because Americans aren't going to do that. Nope. The presser's at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right now. I mean, if somebody's funny when they say something, they're funny when they say something. And Trump is funny when he says fucking China. Because it rhymes with China. So lighten up. You know, there's enough seriousness. Look at the screen. We have enough of this shit that's serious enough. I mean, we're looking at Reagan. Why are they showing Reagan? Like, what's going on? But just chill. Who cares? None of us know him. We're never going to know him. He's never going to know us. So why do we spend our time being so mad about him? And you know what? There's shit that Biden said that I think is funny too. And neither one of them, I mean, Trump probably more so is trying to be funny. But I mean, let's just have a little sense of humor, you know? I am not going to fight with people in my like regular real life over these schmucks in suits that are raking in billions of dollars. Is this the new one?
Enforcement component has been here since very early on, working
or is
first
this
with
the old
Monterey
one?
Police Department, and we will continue to do that with the sheriff and other partners. Clearly, depending on whether an individual
oh my God,
is
Morse
arrested,
code.
we will talk about prosecution at a later date, and that is appropriate.
I'll rewind it.
I also want to thank the U.S. Justice Department and the U.S. Attorney who is here today with us. Again, this is a joint effort.
Okay, I need to rewind. Is this new or the old? No, because that other channel didn't even break to go to it. They suck. Okay, here's going to be our latest update.
California, not sure if they're related to
an image.
Wait, this is old.
Box van, I guess you'd say, van of interest. And there's a van that looks just like what was described to us in this.
Oh, shit.
That we to you for any questions. I think you're aware that at 11:18 this morning, we released a bulletin with a picture or an image of what we believe to be the suspect. We haven't named him. And there's a reason for that. We have a lot of resources in the Sheriff's Department, working with other agencies to make sure, again, that our priority, beyond taking care of the victims and survivors of this horrible incident, that we get this man off the streets. So I think that all of you have received this. I want to address also that there is a tactical incident that's occurring in the city of Torrance that is being covered.
That's old. Oh, let's listen to this witness.
Gunman.
I want to hear
she
some
said he had
eyewitnesses.
Resolve the situation.
That's what he's telling us right here. Take a look.
She hid under the table, and what else? She just said she was really scared. She saw the gunman. She said he had a long firearm, and she said she just didn't dare look at his face. And she said that the police got there, but after the gunman first finished shooting or whatever, maybe he ran out of rounds, I don't know, and he left, and then the police came.
Absolutely terrifying what the people went through.
I have the scanner
the people
on.
that were at that dance studio. Now, as you know, all of the festivities have been canceled for today because of that mass shooting. Many of the people are coming by here, some bringing flowers, and we got some of their reactions. Take a look.
I was just so sad and scared because I'm from Diamond Bar and I've been living in Alhambra for a long time, and I was just heartbroken that people can't just celebrate with their families and safely, and it's just a scary world.
Everyone's in shock, and yeah, just the timing of it, during the Lunar Festival, just very crazy.
Hey, Louis, units on this 487 JO.
I will
We're
send
gonna
my
have a good
deepest
license plate.
condolences to all
7
of them.
Mary Sam Edwards, 695, mid-2000s Honda Civic, last seen traveling eastbound on
Units 4, code 4, slow roll. Look for.
Is this related, you think? Do I need to get the... Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt that video, but...
One day they will find the victim, the suspect. But nothing can be done already.
Wait, what did he almost say? This is weird.
One day they will find the victim, the suspect. I will send my deepest condolences to all of them. Hopefully one day they will find the victim, the suspect. but yeah, but nothing can be done already. The future things to prevent it from happening, gun control.
Like many people in Los Angeles, I grabbed my phone, I checked the news headlines, and I saw that this devastating crime happened last night. I was shocked. Once I got over the shock, I just felt compelled to come out and be part of the community to show support.
Someone called me and say, Chester, I think they call me for greeting, but he called me, no, he say the street fair in Los Angeles and the Monterey Park got mass shooting.
Back here live, we are live at Garvey and Garfield Avenues in Monterey Park. And this is where all the Lunar New Year festivities were to be taking place. As you can see, the booths are being taken down. And that's because everything has been canceled because of that mass shooting that occurred last night. And some of the people that are showing up here didn't actually know that a shooting had taken place. So they were shocked to find out that everything had been canceled and why. Such a devastating reason. Susan, I'll send it back to you in the studio.
Oh, Gina, and then on top of that, it just adds insult to injury because the community was so
Check this out. I just hate the feel of all of these incidents anymore. They're just, I don't know. I guess it's just we see them time and time and time again, you know? It's just, we get desensitized to this shit. We already, look at their, I mean, clearly, there's still something they're circling, see? Let me unmute the scanner again.
County supervisors. So in talking to Congresswoman Judy Chu today and county super...
we don't care what they say. We want updates right now, right? We want to live. We want to know what's going on. We don't want to hear about this morning. Let's see what the scanner is saying. We still have 2,000 people listening to the scanner.
David, there is no one locally in CIC, no warrant. It's also showing electronic smog on bins due to a sprinkler file, but it's not giving me any additional information. I'll let that chance be.
And we're supposed to have a press conference at 5. We don't know if it's the suspect. They don't know. They do not know.
I don't know.
All right. So what you see here is the LA County Sheriff. Anybody play pole position back in the day?
Somebody company following current broadcast 171, you attach this. 171 advising a 488 occurred approximately 15 minutes ago at 2040 Pacific Coast Highway doing business as the street in Arizona.
Good God, that sounds terrible.
There's one suspect last seen driving eastbound PC corridor Honda Civic. License plate number 7 Mary Sam Edward 695.
7 Mary Sam Edward.
Suspect is described as a male Hispanic, approximately 20 years old, tall, heavy build, with dark hair, wearing a gray hoodie and green shorts.
Is this our suspect or a different suspect?
Given the business is a titanium brand welder worth $650. No weapons were used. There's no further questions for 171. Go ahead to the patch.
Yes! Prepare to qualify. Yes!
Questions or information for 171 will get a station. Let's say your patch will be released at 14 hours. We're going to have to call. Just return your photo wants no warrants. Correct, you know, 3 Honda. DG Gonzalez, 1432 by Beach Street in Los Angeles.
This might not be related. LA Times says the suspect is dead. Yeah, I don't think this is related.
George, your case said, was there a unit number?
I don't know. This is still kind of sketchy here. Okay, I'm going to turn the scanner off because I don't think that's related either. It's still a little bit sketchy, though, because this is Hawthorne, They were over here before. So what's the odds that now they're down here circling? I don't know. And why would they think that there was two van? Like, oh, we were just checking that other van because it was also a van. Okay, let's listen to what the latest. I wish they'd do the update.
Information, that is a good place to go. However, if you have nothing to do with victims or possible missing.
If you have nothing to do with it, stay away, basically, is what they're trying to say. And I don't think we're going to get a press conference this quick. I just don't.
Community has been targeted for racialized kind of things in the past. So my mind first kind of was there and kind of the history of that. As more information is coming out, that might not have been what was at the bottom of this.
It is the deadliest mass shooting
they said,
in California in recent memory.
They said it was self-inflicted, Dr. Melmo. There is no way. There was 2 gunshots in the window. There is no way. I don't believe it was self-inflicted.
Can get hold of such a powerful weapon that can kill 10 people.
What's his little badge
of course,
mean? His little
10
crest.
people, they only have one 30-round magazine. Put on the weapon, they can kill many people. Gun is a danger. Gun only for the people professional, like law enforcement, or they need that. But not why you need the gun.
As the motive of this attack remains unclear, a small city still in a state of shock and fear. Yeah, this mass shooting is the deadliest in the United States since last May, when 19 children and their 2 teachers were shot dead in a primary school.
I feel like I'm listening to the news brought to me by Potato. So they're saying that the suspect is dead, but we don't have confirmation yet. So I don't think that we're gonna get shit until there is confirmation of a suspect. So yeah. I don't know. Danette, you hate it where, babe? Where do you hate it, Danette? Oh, Danette, you hate it where?
Who knows?
You couldn't tell. There's no way. There is no way that we could have told. There's no freaking way. Oh, you know what? The Daily Mail is saying that it was a bloody sheet. Check this out. Let's go over this. SWAT pulls, thank you, Maligator. SWAT pulls bloody sheets from white van they surrounded during hunt for Chinese Lunar Year massacre gunmen. Chinese New Year massacre. And yes, we know there was someone dead in the van. There's the bloody. They're saying they're bloody. I think it's just some ugly pinkish, reddish blanket. Could have been bloody. I don't know. Here, yes, we see the guy slumped over, but we don't know if it's the suspect. We were actually listening to the live scanner as it went down, so we were kind of... I mean, to the news it does. Red equals blood to the news. It was red, it's bloody. So there, that's where we're at now. Let's see. Okay, let's see what the Daily Snail has to say about this. And this is our suspect here. What are they zoomed in on? Let's see what the Daily Mail is up to here. So it says gunman. What is that? Weird. Okay. It says there is what appears to be a bullet hole in the window shield. Yeah, they haven't released. They don't have anything. Huh. It says 2 bullet holes had been visible in the driver's side window in the moments prior to their approach. We can't see that from our angle, though, because right here, could it be our suspect? Possibly, Luna said. But at this point, we're doing our jobs. We're not only looking at that situation or scenario, but making sure that we're looking at any and every. So we're not going to hear it. We're not going to get a press conference right now. Thank you for sending that. But if you watch this video, look at, he says body of, and they put quote, suspected Chinese Lunar Year gunman. We don't know yet. That's a really cool car. Their approach. We don't see the video of the
Chip, this is Lauren.
side.
Real quickly before we go, and before you let that witness go, I just want to be clear. Did that witness just tell you that he believes he saw the man in that white van wearing the black and white winter hat that?
Oh, what?
Very distinctive, that is seen in the pictures of the mass shooting suspect that police have put out?
Yes, and he was showing me a picture he had earlier, and it's hard to tell, but where he was standing, he was kind of, if you see where the driver's side of that van is, he was right across the street, and so he was just saying he kind of put 2 and 2 together later when he realized that that's the kind of that type of cap was what was on the guy, and he went back and looked at one of his pictures. It's hard to tell in the picture, it's because it's from so far away, but from what he saw, he believes it's the same type of hat, but you know, that'll be, I don't know if we were able to see anything.
See, they've got the drone. I hate when it does that, but look at the drone right in front of the driver's.
Or pulling him out or not, so that's but just his
windshield.
belief. So like I said, he was watching from across the street, and he believes it looked like the guy in the image, and that he still had that toboggan on if what he saw was correct.
Yeah, and of course, it's not confirmed by authorities at this point, but an interesting observation. Chip, thank you so much for that live report on the ground. We want to go back up to Gil Levis.
Let's watch their approach again.
Chip, this is Lauren. Real quickly before we go, and before you let that witness go, I just want to be clear. Did that witness just tell you that he believes he saw the man in that white van wearing the black and white winter hat that is very distinctive, that is seen in the pictures of the mass shooting suspect that police have put out?
Yes, and he was showing me a picture he had earlier, and it's hard to tell, but where he was standing, he was kind of, if you see where the driver's side.
I mean, we can't even tell, I don't think, from that. Let's see if the helicopters. Yeah, it is. Yep, that's it right there. That's live. The radar thing is live. We don't know anything about the victims yet. All of that is still up in the air. We haven't had any. Thank you, headphones. I know, the drone, Rican, right in front of that windshield there. Isn't that crazy? We don't know anything yet. So we have to wait for a press conference because everything is just up in the air. They don't even know. They have to verify who this dude is. They're saying that they didn't shoot him. It's coming through as it's self-inflicted gunshot, and that this SWAT is over, according to them. So I am going to go and figure out what I am going to eat tonight. Thank you for joining me for this 3-hour, right on the mark almost. Thank you for joining me. And if you are a new person, a new listener, please do consider subscribing. We do stuff like this off the cuff all the time. We do follow crimes. We follow lots of stuff. So if you want to subscribe, it's greatly appreciated. And this is the point where we dance it out. So dance it out. See you soon. I'll be back for the presser whenever they do it. Thank you, moderators. Bye, guys.
I don't give a damn. I don't really care about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. You talk way too much. I have heard enough about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn.
Ooh, that will scare somebody.
You wanna be
We're all gonna have so much fucking fun when we need plastic surgery to remove our goddamn smiles. You'll be whistling Symphony Doodah out of your asshole.
Staying up late, sleeping all day, dreaming about Cadillacs.
If you say so,
shoes, hanging by the pool.